everything fell into place. Like we had been trying to do something for 4.5 years.
Right.
And then in a matter of 10 to 11 weeks, it was ready to go. And so when I say all that to say, when the timing is right, you can't stop something,
Yep.
but when it isn't, you can't force something. Or if you do, it's going to go really, really bad.
100%.
And so I learned that, along the way. But Matt and I have this passion to really create a space for our community to just have a respite and create and experience. Coffee is just a tool, but what happens around coffee is all the other elements of community and creativity, and then things that come out of it, friendships, and just feeling a part of the family. Really, as you create this family within the family of the coffee shop. So it's been great.
Yeah, and another big thing too about that, just kind of tying all that together, is service, and that's one big thing that, whether it was leadership or when I was a kid in youth group or
Right.
anything else, one thing that was always pushed was service. To serve others. And who's happier than when they're getting served a nice cup of coffee, first of all? And then just it kind of ties together with y'all's mission of, we're here to honor people and serve people.
Right.
And, having that shop, that storefront is something you can do better than just selling coffee online or at farmers markets or anything else. It's really cool. So that's what you did full time. You were a pastor?
Yeah, I still am a pastor full time.
Okay.
Yep. Full-time pastor, church called Church Project. And we are a church of house churches. So we have house churches scattered all throughout the community. We all gather together on Sunday under one roof to worship, to hear teaching, to receive the communion, and to encourage and be a part of serving in the community. But we scatter all throughout the community in like 68, 70 something house churches. So it's a large number of people involved in it. And so I'm kind of overseeing Tom Ball's house churches and developing and multiplying more house churches and just caring for people. So coffee really is like extension of caring for people for me, and it's pastoring people through a coffee shop. So when I'm not 5 days a week serving, with the church, I'm 2 days a week hanging out, meeting, talking with people at the coffee shop and kind of overseeing culture. Because as I tell people, like when you start something, no one cares about it as much as you do.
Right.
And so whatever you want to replicate, you need to make sure you set in the culture.
It's so
from the
hard.
beginning. So hard.
Yeah, because you're right. It's like, just like you said, it doesn't matter, working at Beefy Marketing. I love Beefy Marketing, love this place. It'll never be, it's not my company per se. It's Andrew's company, so as much as he cares for it, all of us, even if we care for it almost as much as him, we can't.
Right.
We can't fully. At some point, there's going to be a moment for me where I say, okay, I've done everything I can do. I'm stepping away and going home now to be with my kids.
Right.
Whereas with him, it's easier for him to say, if I don't stay up and stay here all night and get this done, then my company isn't going to do what I want it to do. And for me, no matter how much I am loyal to this place, it's like, well, it is a job. So it's not, mine per se.
Right.
I take ownership in everything I do.
Sure.
But still at that point in time, it's like, hey, nobody's going to care for it as much as you do.
No. And passion, like when you're looking for people on your team, like you want to find people who have a passion for that and who also have a creative work ethic, and they really want to be a part and work together in that way. And I've just learned that over the years, but I'll never work as hard for anyone else as I will for my own company.
Yeah.
Right. It's just it's just the way we're
like
wired.
I said, I stay up till
Sure.
I've sent emails at midnight. I mean, you and I have emailed at 10 o'clock at night before. And that's just sometimes what you have to do. It is what it is. But I'm different in that way too, because a lot of employees won't have that kind of loyalty.
Right.
So you do have to surround yourself with some pretty amazing people if you want them to, like you said, it's culture. And you have to have that spelled out.
It has to. And I mean, when you're starting something, I feel like there's like a 90-day energy that you have to give to starting something to make sure that you're setting it on a good path.
Build a good habit.
You have to.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're at right now. We're like 40 days.
Wow.
So we're about halfway into that. And man, it's been so fun. And we've got amazing people. Matt's running day-to-day operations. He's hired we have a great lead barista, and Emily. All of our workers that we've brought on have just had a passion for this and people. And man, I think it makes a difference. I think that's what can set us apart from some of the larger chains that we all know about and
Sure.
experience, and even some other places here locally, like for us, people and culture for us is about the passion for that. That hey, we want people to have a great experience because we're not just giving them a cup of coffee. We're actually giving something beyond that, and I think
Right.
people feel it even if they don't know what it is. It's us being an extension of our creator and like how he's wired to express love to his creation in all that he's given us. And we do that just through the gift of coffee.
Sure.
But it's what people feel and notice, and they don't really know what it is, but it will lead, I think, to those conversations that allow us to express why and what's behind this, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and the same thing, you go to every place for a different reason.
Right.
So your competitors, there's things I love about some of
Right.
your competitors. There's some things I don't love about your
Yeah.
competitors. There's one of your competitors I can't stand, and,
Right.
and try not to spend my money in. And ultimately, it's like, I don't know, with coffee, I feel like there's enough love to go around
Oh,
because
yeah.
I can drink more than one cup of coffee a day
Right.
easily.
Right.
More than one cup of coffee in a sitting. I
Right.
mean, let's be honest, I make myself 2 to 2.5 cups of coffee every time I drink
Exactly.
it. And like you said, it's not just going for that product.
Right.
It's going for everything that comes with it.
Right.
Why am I choosing to do business with you versus someone else?
Yeah.
So
I think like for me too, I had to realize I have to do what I'm good at and I have to focus in on being that. If I had a friend who's in business and he told me, if you're not known for one thing, you probably won't be known for anything within that business. So whatever it is that you want to accomplish in business, be hyper focused on that one thing.
yeah,
And that's what we're trying to do is we're not going to be a drive-through business. We're not going to hate on that business, but we're going
No.
to be the best who we're supposed to be
right.
with making great espresso drinks in an environment and culture that is warm and welcoming to people from everywhere. And so that's what we're trying to do, man. And it's a fun game, and it's
Mhm.
fun to participate in something that's bigger than you.